ChatGPT responding to prompts using multiple text-to-speech voices.
This video will let you listen to many text-to-speech voices reading text generated by ChatGPT in March of 2024.
This is the list of voices you will hear in this video.
Please remember that both the audio and the text were computer-generated.
ChatGPT may sometimes be inaccurate, may possibly give bad advice, and may sometimes produce nonsensical or irrelevant responses.
Text-to-speech audio is computer-generated and may sometimes have unnatural rhythm, unnatural intonation, and mispronounced words.
Me. Write an essay on ways that text-to-speech is being used.
ChatGPT title: Exploring the diverse applications of text-to-speech technology.
Introduction.
Text-to-speech (TTS) technology has revolutionized the way we interact with digital content.
Originally developed to aid individuals with visual impairments, TTS has evolved into a versatile tool with numerous applications across various fields.
This essay explores the diverse ways in which text-to-speech technology is being utilized in today's society.
Accessibility.
One of the primary uses of text-to-speech technology is to make digital content accessible to individuals with visual impairments or reading difficulties.
TTS allows these individuals to access written information by converting it into speech, enabling them to consume content on websites, ebooks, documents, and other digital platforms.
Language learning.
Text-to-speech technology has become an invaluable tool for language learners.
By converting written text into spoken language, TTS helps learners improve their pronunciation, listening comprehension, and overall language skills.
Language learning apps and platforms often integrate TTS to provide learners with audio support for reading materials and vocabulary exercises.
Assistive technology.
Beyond accessibility, text-to-speech technology serves as a crucial component of assistive technology solutions for individuals with disabilities.
TTS can assist individuals with dyslexia, ADHD, or other learning disabilities by providing auditory reinforcement while reading, helping them better understand and retain information.
Moreover, TTS can be integrated into communication devices for individuals with speech impairments, allowing them to express themselves more effectively.
Navigation and voice assistance.
Text-to-speech technology powers navigation systems and voice assistants, offering users hands-free access to information and services.
Navigation apps use TTS to deliver turn-by-turn directions, alerting drivers and pedestrians of upcoming maneuvers and points of interest.
Voice assistants like Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistant utilize TTS to respond to user queries, perform tasks, and provide information on a wide range of topics.
Podcasts and audiobooks.
The popularity of podcasts and audiobooks has surged in recent years, and text-to-speech technology plays a significant role in their creation.
TTS allows publishers and content creators to convert written material into audio format quickly and cost-effectively, expanding the accessibility and availability of content to audiences worldwide.
Customer service and IVR systems.
Many companies leverage text-to-speech technology in their customer service operations and interactive voice response (IVR) systems.
TTS enables automated systems to deliver pre-recorded messages, provide menu options, and even engage in basic conversations with customers.
This streamlines customer support processes, reduces wait times, and enhances overall service efficiency.
Personalization and customization.
Advancements in text-to-speech technology have led to greater personalization and customization options for users.
Individuals can choose from various voices, accents, and languages to suit their preferences and needs.
Additionally, TTS systems are becoming more adept at emulating natural speech patterns and intonations, enhancing the overall user experience.
Conclusion.
Text-to-speech technology has evolved far beyond its original purpose of aiding individuals with visual impairments.
Today, it is widely used across diverse fields, including accessibility, language learning, assistive technology, navigation, entertainment, customer service, and personalization.
As technology continues to advance, we can expect text-to-speech technology to play an increasingly vital role in shaping how we interact with digital content and services.
Me. Write an essay explaining the advantages and disadvantages of using text-to-speech to study a foreign language.
Exploring the pros and cons of utilizing text-to-speech for foreign language learning.
In the digital age, technology has transformed various aspects of education, including language learning.
Text-to-speech (TTS) technology offers a convenient and accessible tool for studying foreign languages.
However, like any educational method, it comes with both advantages and disadvantages that warrant careful consideration.
Advantages.
Accessibility.
One of the primary advantages of using TTS for language learning is its accessibility.
TTS software allows learners to access written text in audio format, enabling individuals with visual impairments or learning disabilities to engage with language materials more effectively.
This accessibility ensures that language learning opportunities are available to a broader audience, promoting inclusivity in education.
Pronunciation practice.
TTS technology can be a valuable tool for practicing pronunciation.
By listening to synthesized speech, learners can hear correct pronunciation of words and phrases, helping them improve their own pronunciation skills.
This aspect is particularly beneficial for learners who do not have regular access to native speakers or language instructors.
Convenience and flexibility.
TTS offers learners the flexibility to study anytime, anywhere.
Whether commuting to work, exercising, or completing household chores, learners can listen to language materials through TTS, maximizing their study time and integrating language learning into their daily routines.
This convenience eliminates the need for physical textbooks or language learning resources, streamlining the learning process.
Vocabulary expansion. TTS technology facilitates vocabulary acquisition by providing audio pronunciations of unfamiliar words encountered in written text.
Learners can hear the correct pronunciation and contextual usage of new vocabulary, enhancing their understanding and retention of words and phrases.
Additionally, TTS systems often offer features such as word definitions and translations, further supporting vocabulary expansion.
Disadvantages.
Lack of natural speech patterns.
Despite advancements in TTS technology, synthesized speech may lack the natural intonation, rhythm, and emphasis of human speech.
As a result, learners may struggle to grasp the nuances of language pronunciation and expression accurately.
Over-reliance on TTS for listening practice may hinder the development of listening comprehension skills required for real-world communication.
Limited interaction and feedback.
TTS software cannot replicate the interactive nature of language learning with human instructors or language partners.
Learners miss out on opportunities for meaningful interaction, feedback, and correction, which are crucial for language acquisition.
Without human interaction, learners may develop inaccurate pronunciation, grammar, and usage, hindering their overall language proficiency.
Cultural insensitivity.
TTS systems may overlook cultural nuances and context-specific language usage, leading to misunderstandings or inadvertently offensive language use.
Language is deeply intertwined with culture, and TTS may fail to capture the cultural subtleties essential for effective communication.
Learners risk developing a shallow understanding of the target language and its cultural implications when relying solely on TTS.
Passive learning approach.
Relying solely on TTS for language learning may foster a passive learning approach, where learners passively consume content without actively engaging with the language.
Active engagement through speaking, listening, writing, and interaction with native speakers is essential for developing fluency and proficiency.
TTS should complement, rather than replace, traditional language learning methods to ensure active participation and meaningful learning outcomes.
In conclusion, while text-to-speech technology offers several advantages for studying foreign languages, including accessibility, pronunciation practice, convenience, and vocabulary expansion, it also has significant limitations.
These include the lack of natural speech patterns,
limited interaction and feedback, cultural insensitivity, and the risk of fostering a passive learning approach.
To maximize the benefits of TTS for language learning, learners should supplement its use with opportunities for authentic interaction, feedback from native speakers or instructors, and cultural immersion experiences.
Balancing the advantages and disadvantages of TTS ensures a more comprehensive and effective approach to foreign language acquisition.
Me. What problems might a student encounter if he or she uses TTS to practice foreign language pronunciation?
ChatGPT. While using text-to-speech TTS technology to practice foreign language pronunciation can be beneficial in some respects, it also presents several potential problems for students.
Here are some issues that students might encounter.
Inaccurate pronunciation.
TTS systems may not always accurately reproduce the pronunciation of words, especially in languages with complex phonetic rules or irregularities.
Students might inadvertently learn incorrect pronunciation patterns if they rely solely on TTS for pronunciation practice.
Lack of natural intonation and rhythm. TTS technology often fails to capture the natural intonation, rhythm, and stress patterns of spoken language.
This can lead to robotic or unnatural sounding speech that does not reflect authentic spoken language patterns.
Students may struggle to develop a natural speaking style if they primarily use TTS for pronunciation practice.
Difficulty with contextual understanding.
TTS systems may not provide context or situational cues that affect pronunciation in real-life conversations.
Students might learn to pronounce words correctly in isolation but struggle to adapt their pronunciation to different contexts or conversational settings.
Limited feedback and correction.
Unlike human instructors or language partners, TTS systems cannot provide personalized feedback or correction on pronunciation errors.
Students may continue to make the same mistakes without realizing them, hindering their progress in achieving accurate pronunciation.
Accent and dialect variations.
TTS systems may have limitations in accurately reproducing regional accents or dialects.
Students might receive a skewed representation of pronunciation if the TTS system is based on a standardized accent that differs from the target language variety they are learning.
Overemphasis on individual words.
TTS technology typically focuses on pronouncing individual words rather than connected speech or phrases.
Students may develop a choppy or disjointed speaking style if they primarily practice pronunciation with TTS without considering the flow and rhythm of natural speech.
Dependency on technology.
Excessive reliance on TTS for pronunciation practice may lead to a dependency on technology and a lack of confidence in speaking without it.
Students may feel less comfortable engaging in spoken communication with native speakers or in real-life situations where TTS is not available.
To mitigate these problems, students should use TTS technology as a supplementary tool for pronunciation practice rather than relying on it exclusively.
They should seek opportunities for authentic spoken language practice with native speakers, receive feedback from instructors or language partners, and actively engage with the language in real-life contexts to develop accurate pronunciation skills.
Me. Write an essay about the dangers of studying a foreign language using text-to-speech.
ChatGPT. Title: The Perils of Relying on Text-to-Speech for Learning Foreign Languages.
In our technologically advanced world, the availability of text-to-speech TTS software has revolutionized the way we interact with written text.
With the click of a button, written words can be transformed into spoken language, making it easier for individuals to consume content, including learning foreign languages. While TTS undoubtedly offers convenience and accessibility, its use in language learning comes with a set of dangers that must not be overlooked.
One of the primary dangers of relying solely on TTS for studying a foreign language is the lack of human interaction and feedback.
Language acquisition is not just about decoding written words or listening to synthesized speech, it's about understanding nuances, context, and cultural subtleties that are often lost in automated translations.
Human teachers or language partners provide invaluable feedback, corrections, and guidance that TTS simply cannot replicate.
Without human interaction, learners may develop inaccurate pronunciation, grammar, and usage, hindering their ability to communicate effectively in real-world situations.
Moreover, TTS systems often struggle with accurately reproducing the nuances of intonation, rhythm, and emphasis found in natural speech.
Languages are dynamic and expressive, with variations in tone and inflection that convey meaning beyond mere words.
TTS may flatten this richness, leading learners to miss out on crucial aspects of language comprehension and expression.
Additionally, TTS may mispronounce words or struggle with accents, further compounding the issue of inaccurate learning.
Another significant concern is the potential for over-reliance on technology.
While TTS can be a useful tool, relying too heavily on it may lead to a passive learning approach.
Instead of actively engaging with the language through speaking, listening, and writing, learners may become passive recipients of pre-recorded speech.
This passive approach can impede language acquisition, as active engagement and practice are essential for developing fluency and proficiency.
Furthermore, TTS may foster a false sense of fluency or competence.
Learners who rely solely on TTS may believe they understand the language better than they actually do.
However, comprehension in a controlled, digital environment does not necessarily translate to real-world proficiency.
Without opportunities for authentic interaction and communication, learners may struggle to apply their skills in practical situations such as conversations, negotiations, or cultural exchanges.
Another aspect to consider is the risk of cultural insensitivity or misunderstanding.
Language is deeply intertwined with culture, and nuances in expression can vary significantly across different contexts.
TTS may not capture these cultural subtleties, leading to misunderstandings or inadvertently offensive language use.
Without guidance from native speakers or cultural experts, learners may inadvertently perpetuate stereotypes or misconceptions about the target language and its speakers.
In conclusion, while text-to-speech technology offers convenience and accessibility, it should not be relied upon as the sole method for studying a foreign language.
The dangers of studying a foreign language using TTS include the lack of human interaction and feedback, the inability to accurately reproduce the nuances of natural speech, the potential for over-reliance on technology, the risk of fostering a false sense of fluency, and the potential for cultural insensitivity or misunderstanding. To truly master a foreign language, learners must engage actively with native speakers, immerse themselves in the language and culture, and seek feedback and guidance from experienced instructors.
While TTS can complement traditional language learning methods, it cannot replace the richness of human interaction and the depth of cultural understanding required for true proficiency.
What are some reasons that I shouldn't use TTS to study English pronunciation?
ChatGPT. While text-to-speech TTS technology can be a useful tool for certain aspects of language learning, it may not be the most effective method for studying English pronunciation due to several reasons.
Limited naturalness.
TTS systems often produce speech that sounds robotic or unnatural, lacking the nuances of natural human speech.
This artificial quality can make it challenging for learners to accurately model pronunciation after TTS-generated speech.
Inaccurate pronunciation.
TTS systems may not always accurately reproduce English pronunciation, especially for words with irregular phonetic patterns or regional variations.
Learners may inadvertently learn incorrect pronunciation if they rely solely on TTS for pronunciation practice.
Lack of intonation and rhythm.
TTS technology typically fails to capture the natural intonation, rhythm, and stress patterns of spoken English.
These aspects of pronunciation are crucial for conveying meaning and understanding spoken language, but may be overlooked when using TTS.
Absence of context.
TTS-generated speech often lacks context or situational cues that affect pronunciation in real-life communication.
Learning to pronounce words or phrases in isolation, without considering their context, may not effectively prepare learners for understanding and producing language in authentic context.
Limited feedback and interaction.
TTS systems cannot provide personalized feedback or correction on pronunciation errors.
Unlike human instructors or language partners, TTS cannot identify and address specific pronunciation issues or provide guidance on how to improve.
Accent and dialect limitations.
TTS systems may have limitations in accurately reproducing regional accents or dialects of English.
If the TTS system is based on a standardized accent that differs from the learner's target accent, it may not provide an accurate model for pronunciation.
Dependency on technology.
Relying solely on TTS for pronunciation practice may foster a dependency on technology and a lack of confidence in speaking without it.
Learners may become accustomed to imitating TTS-generated speech rather than developing their own voice and speaking style.
Risk of mislearning. Using TTS exclusively for pronunciation practice may lead to the reinforcement of incorrect pronunciation patterns or pronunciation errors.
Without the guidance of native speakers or language instructors, learners may struggle to identify and correct these errors.
Overall, while TTS can be a convenient tool for certain aspects of language learning, it is not the ideal method for studying English pronunciation.
Learners are better served by seeking opportunities for authentic spoken language practice with native speakers, receiving feedback from instructors or language partners, and actively engaging with the language in real-life context to develop accurate pronunciation skills.
Me. What are the most effective ways to use TTS for foreign language study?
ChatGPT. While text-to-speech, TTS, technology may not be the best tool for studying pronunciation in isolation, it can still be a valuable resource when used in conjunction with other language learning methods.
Here are some effective ways to incorporate TTS into foreign language study.
Listening comprehension practice.
Use TTS to listen to audio versions of written texts, such as articles, short stories, or dialogues in the target language. This can help improve listening comprehension skills by exposing you to natural speech patterns, vocabulary, and grammar in context.
Vocabulary acquisition.
Utilize TTS to hear the pronunciation of new words and phrases encountered in reading or listening materials. Hearing the correct pronunciation alongside the written text can reinforce vocabulary retention and aid in memorization.
Reading aloud practice.
Practice reading aloud passages or dialogues in the target language using TTS as a pronunciation reference.
Focus on mimicking the intonation, rhythm, and stress patterns of the spoken text to improve your own speaking fluency.
Shadowing exercises.
Engage in shadowing exercises by listening to TTS-generated speech and repeating the words or phrases immediately after.
This can help improve pronunciation, rhythm, and fluency by closely mirroring the natural speech patterns of the TTS voice.
Language practice on the go.
Take advantage of TTS mobile apps or online platforms to practice language learning while on the go.
Listen to TTS-generated content during your commute, exercise routine, or downtime to maximize study time and integrate language learning into your daily life.
Interactive language learning tools.
Explore interactive language learning platforms or software that incorporate TTS technology to provide pronunciation feedback, drills, and exercises.
These tools can offer a structured approach to language study, while leveraging the benefits of TTS for pronunciation practice.
Supplementary pronunciation reference.
Use TTS as a supplementary pronunciation reference when studying pronunciation rules, phonetic transcriptions, or language learning materials.
Compare the pronunciation provided by TTS with recordings of native speakers to identify differences and refine your pronunciation accordingly.
Creative language practice.
Get creative with TTS by using it to generate speech for language learning games, quizzes, or interactive activities.
This can add an element of fun and engagement to language study while providing opportunities for pronunciation practice in a playful context.
By incorporating these strategies into your language learning routine, you can effectively leverage the benefits of TTS technology to enhance various aspects of foreign language study, including listening comprehension, vocabulary acquisition, pronunciation practice, and fluency development.
Me. Is it safe to study a foreign language using TTS?
ChatGPT.
Studying a foreign language using text-to-speech (TTS) technology can be safe, but it's essential to approach it with awareness of its limitations and supplement it with other learning methods.
Here are some considerations to ensure safe and effective language learning with TTS.
Supplement with human interaction.
While TTS can be a valuable tool for pronunciation practice and vocabulary acquisition, it's crucial to supplement it with interactions with native speakers or language instructors.
This human interaction provides essential feedback, correction, and cultural insights that TTS cannot replicate.
Use multiple learning resources.
TTS should be just one component of a comprehensive language learning plan.
Incorporate a variety of resources such as textbooks, online courses, language apps, and immersion experiences to ensure a well-rounded approach to language acquisition.
Be mindful of accuracy.
Recognize that TTS technology may not always provide accurate pronunciation or convey the nuances of natural speech.
Use TTS as a supplementary tool to reinforce learning, but rely on other resources for authentic language models and feedback.
Practice active learning.
Avoid passively listening to TTS-generated speech.
Instead, actively engage with the material by speaking aloud, repeating phrases, and practicing conversation skills.
Active learning fosters better retention and comprehension of the language. Stay critical.
Remain critical of the content provided by TTS systems, particularly when it comes to translations or cultural nuances.
Verify information from multiple sources and consult language experts or native speakers when in doubt.
Balance technology with traditional methods.
While TTS offers convenience and accessibility, don't overlook the benefits of traditional language learning methods such as reading books, attending classes, and engaging in cultural activities.
A balanced approach ensures more comprehensive and effective language learning experience.
By following these guidelines and being mindful of the strengths and limitations of TTS technology, studying a foreign language with TTS can indeed be safe and beneficial.
The key is to integrate it into a broader language learning strategy that includes diverse resources and active engagement with the language.
Why is it a good idea to use TTS for studying pronunciation of a foreign language?
ChatGPT, using text-to-speech TTS technology for studying the pronunciation of a foreign language can indeed be a beneficial approach for several reasons.
Auditory reinforcement.
TTS provides learners with auditory reinforcement of written text, allowing them to hear correct pronunciation alongside the written word.
This auditory input can enhance learners' understanding of how words are pronounced, helping them develop more accurate pronunciation skills.
Accessible pronunciation practice.
TTS technology offers learners a convenient and accessible way to practice pronunciation without the need for a native speaker or language instructor.
Learners can access TTS resources anytime, anywhere, allowing for flexible and independent pronunciation practice.
Repetition and reinforcement.
TTS enables learners to repeat words or phrases as many times as necessary to reinforce pronunciation.
Repetition is essential for consolidating learning and improving pronunciation accuracy.
TTS systems allow learners to listen to words or phrases repeatedly until they feel confident in their pronunciation.
Consistency and standardization.
TTS systems typically provide a consistent and standardized pronunciation model, which can be helpful for learners studying a language with multiple regional accents or dialects.
Learners can rely on TTS for consistent pronunciation guidance, especially when exposed to variations in spoken language.
Feedback on specific sounds.
TTS technology can help learners identify and practice specific sounds or phonemes that they find challenging.
By isolating and focusing on individual sounds, learners can improve their ability to articulate those sounds accurately, leading to overall improvement in pronunciation.
Vocabulary acquisition.
TTS facilitates vocabulary acquisition by providing audio pronunciations of unfamiliar words encountered in written text.
Hearing the correct pronunciation of new vocabulary enhances learners' understanding and retention of words and phrases.
Supplement to other learning methods.
TTS can complement other language learning methods, such as listening to native speakers, attending language classes, or practicing with language partners.
By incorporating TTS into their study routine, learners can benefit from a variety of learning resources and approaches.
By incorporating TTS into their study routine, learners can benefit from a variety of learning resources and approaches.
When used alongside other language learning methods and resources, TTS can contribute to a well-rounded approach to language acquisition, helping learners achieve greater accuracy and fluency in their spoken language skills.
Mate, why is it not a good idea to use TTS for listen and repeat practice when studying a foreign language?
ChatGPT. While text-to-speech TTS technology can be a convenient tool for various aspects of language learning, using it for listen and repeat practice when studying a foreign language may not be the most effective approach.
Here's why.
Lack of natural speech patterns.
TDS systems often struggle to reproduce the natural intonation, rhythm, and stress patterns of spoken language.
As a result, the speech generated by TTS may sound robotic or unnatural, which can hinder learners' ability to develop a natural speaking style.
Listening to and imitating TTS-generated speech may not provide an accurate model for pronunciation or prosody.
Limited feedback and correction.
TTS technology cannot provide personalized feedback or correction on pronunciation errors.
Unlike human instructors or language partners, TTS systems cannot identify and address specific pronunciation issues or provide guidance on how to improve.
Without feedback, learners may continue to repeat pronunciation mistakes without realizing them, hindering their progress in achieving accurate pronunciation.
Difficulty with contextual understanding.
TTS-generated speech often lacks context or situational cues that affect pronunciation in real-life conversations.
Learning to repeat isolated words or phrases without considering their context may not effectively prepare learners for understanding and producing language in authentic communication settings.
Language learners need exposure to natural speech in context to develop their listening comprehension skills and understand how pronunciation varies in different situations.
Accent and dialect limitations. TTS systems may have limitations in accurately reproducing regional accents or dialects. If the TTS system is based on a standardized accent that differs from the target language variety learners are studying, they may receive a skewed representation of pronunciation.
This can lead to confusion or difficulties when interacting with native speakers who use different accents or dialects.
Dependency on technology.
Relying solely on TTS for listen and repeat practice may foster a dependency on technology and a lack of confidence in speaking without it.
Language learners may become accustomed to imitating TTS-generated speech rather than developing their own voice and speaking style.
Over time, this reliance on technology may hinder learners' ability to engage in spontaneous conversation or communication without the aid of TTS.
Overall, while TTS can be a useful tool for certain aspects of language learning, such as vocabulary acquisition or pronunciation reference, it is not ideal for listen and repeat practice.
Learners are better served by seeking opportunities for authentic spoken language practice with native speakers, receiving feedback from instructors or language partners, and actively engaging with the language in real-life contexts to develop accurate pronunciation skills.
Me. Are YouTube videos that use TTS good for listen and repeat practice?
ChatGPT, YouTube videos that use text-to-speech, TTS. Technology can be a helpful resource for language learners, but they may not always be the best option for listen and repeat practice.
Here are some considerations to keep in mind when using TTS-based YouTube videos for this purpose.
Naturalness of speech.
TTS-generated speech may sound robotic or unnatural, lacking the nuances of natural human speech.
While TTS technology has improved over time, it may still fall short of providing an authentic model for pronunciation.
Accuracy of pronunciation.
TTS systems may not always accurately reproduce pronunciation, especially for words with irregular phonetic patterns or regional variations.
Learners should be cautious when imitating TTS-generated speech and verify pronunciation with other resources, such as recordings of native speakers.
Limited feedback and interaction.
YouTube videos with TTS typically do not provide personalized feedback or correction on pronunciation errors.
Without guidance from native speakers or language instructors, learners may struggle to identify and correct pronunciation mistakes.
Contextual understanding.
TTS-generated speech often lacks context or situational cues that affect pronunciation in real-life communication.
Learning to repeat words or phrases in isolation without considering their context may not effectively prepare learners for understanding and producing language in authentic contexts.
Dependency on technology.
Relying solely on TTS-based YouTube videos for pronunciation practice may foster a dependency on technology and a lack of confidence in speaking without it.
Learners should supplement TTS-based practice with opportunities for authentic spoken language practice with native speakers.
While YouTube videos that use TTS can still be a valuable supplementary resource for language learners, they are best used in conjunction with other language learning methods and resources.
Learners should seek out opportunities for authentic spoken language practice, receive feedback from native speakers or language instructors, and actively engage with the language in real-life contexts to develop accurate pronunciation skills.
Tell me about research being done with using TTS for foreign language study.
ChatGPT. Research on using text-to-speech, TTS, for foreign language study is ongoing and covers various aspects of language learning and technology integration.
Some areas of research include pronunciation improvement.
Studies investigate the effectiveness of using TTS technology to improve learners' pronunciation skills in foreign languages.
Researchers examine how learners utilize TTS-generated speech for pronunciation practice and whether it leads to measurable improvements in pronunciation accuracy.
Vocabulary acquisition.
Research explores the role of TTS in vocabulary acquisition for foreign language learners.
Studies examine how learners utilize TTS to hear correct pronunciation of new vocabulary words and whether it enhances vocabulary retention and comprehension.
Listening comprehension.
Studies investigate the use of TTS technology to enhance listening comprehension skills in foreign languages.
Researchers examine how learners utilize TTS-generated speech to practice listening comprehension and whether it improves their ability to understand spoken language.
Technological integration.
Research explores ways to integrate TTS technology into language learning platforms, software, and mobile applications.
Studies examine the usability, effectiveness, and learner preferences for TTS-based language learning tools and resources.
Personalized learning.
Research explores the potential of personalized TTS voices for individualized language learning experiences.
Studies investigate how learners respond to TTS voices based on their own speech and whether personalized TTS enhances motivation, engagement, and learning outcomes.
Cross-cultural studies.
Research compares the use of TTS technology for foreign language study across different cultural and linguistic contexts.
Studies examine how learners from diverse backgrounds utilize TTS for language learning and whether cultural factors influence its effectiveness.
Pedagogical approaches.
Research explores pedagogical approaches for incorporating TTS technology into language teaching and learning.
Studies investigate effective strategies for integrating TTS into classroom instruction, curriculum design, and language learning activities.
Overall, research on using TTS for foreign language study aims to enhance our understanding of how technology can support language learning and provide insights into best practices for utilizing TTS effectively in educational settings.
By investigating the benefits, limitations, and pedagogical implications of TTS technology, researchers contribute to the development of innovative approaches to language teaching and learning in the digital age.
Me. Do you think using TTS for pronunciation practice is a good idea?
ChatGPT. Using text-to-speech (TTS) for pronunciation practice can be a helpful tool in language learning, but it should be used judiciously and supplemented with other methods.
Here are some considerations.
Advantages. Auditory feedback.
TTS provides learners with auditory feedback on pronunciation, allowing them to hear the correct pronunciation of words and phrases.
Accessible practice.
TTS technology is widely accessible and can be used anytime, anywhere, making it convenient for learners to practice pronunciation on their own schedule.
Repetition and reinforcement.
TTS allows learners to repeat words and phrases as many times as necessary to reinforce pronunciation and improve accuracy.
Consistency.
TTS provides a consistent pronunciation model, which can be helpful for learners studying a language with multiple regional accents or dialects.
Supplemental tool.
TTS can complement other language learning methods, such as listening to native speakers, attending language classes, or engaging in conversation practice.
Disadvantages.
Lack of naturalness. TTS-generated speech may sound robotic or unnatural, lacking the nuances of natural human speech.
Learners may struggle to develop a natural speaking style if they rely solely on TTS for pronunciation practice.
Limited feedback.
TTS systems cannot provide personalized feedback or correction on pronunciation errors.
Learners may continue to make the same mistakes without realizing them.
Contextual understanding.
TTS-generated speech often lacks context or situational cues that affect pronunciation in real-life communication.
Learning to pronounce words or phrases in isolation may not effectively prepare learners for understanding and producing language in authentic contexts.
Dependency on technology.
Relying solely on TTS for pronunciation practice may foster a dependency on technology and a lack of confidence in speaking without it.
Overall, using TTS for pronunciation practice can be a useful supplementary tool in language learning, but it should be combined with other methods and resources to ensure a well-rounded approach.
Learners should seek opportunities for authentic spoken language practice, receive feedback from native speakers or language instructors, and actively engage with the language in real-life contexts to develop accurate pronunciation skills.
Me. Would it be a good idea to create a TTS voice based on your own voice for foreign language study?
ChatGPT. Creating a text-to-speech (TTS) voice based on your own voice for foreign language study could be an interesting and potentially beneficial idea, but it also comes with some considerations.
Advantages.
Familiarity.
Using a TTS voice based on your own voice may feel more familiar and comfortable, making it easier to engage with pronunciation practice and language learning materials.
Customization.
Creating a personalized TTS voice allows you to tailor the pronunciation and speech patterns to match your own speech habits and accent.
This customization can be particularly helpful if you have a unique accent or dialect.
Consistency.
With a personalized TTS voice, you can ensure consistency in pronunciation across different language learning materials and resources.
This can help reinforce correct pronunciation and reduce confusion caused by variations in pronunciation models.
Practice and feedback. Recording your own voice for TTS creation provides an opportunity to practice pronunciation and receive feedback on your speech from native speakers or language instructors.
This process can help you identify areas for improvement and refine your pronunciation skills.
Motivation.
Creating a personalized TTS voice can be a motivating and rewarding project that adds a personal touch to your language learning journey.
It allows you to take ownership of your learning process and invest in your language skills in a unique way.
Disadvantages.
Technical challenges.
Creating a TTS voice based on your own voice requires technical expertise and access to specialized software or services. The process may be complex and time-consuming, especially if you are not familiar with voice synthesis technology.
Accuracy.
TTS technology may not always accurately reproduce the nuances of human speech, including tone, intonation, and emotion.
While a personalized TTS voice may sound similar to your own voice, it may still lack the naturalness and expressiveness of human speech.
Limited functionality.
Personalized TTS voices may have limited functionality compared to commercially available TTS voices.
They may not support all languages, accents, or speech synthesis features, limiting their usefulness for language learning purposes.
Resource intensity.
Creating and maintaining a personalized TTS voice requires ongoing resources and effort.
You may need to update and refine the voice model periodically to ensure accuracy and quality, which can be time-consuming and labor-intensive.
Overall, creating a TTS voice based on your own voice for foreign language study could be a rewarding endeavor if approached thoughtfully and with realistic expectations.
It offers the potential for customization, consistency, and motivation in language learning, but it.
Me. How can text-to-speech help students?
ChatGPT. Text-to-speech, TTS, technology can be incredibly beneficial for students in various ways.
Accessibility.
TTS allows students with visual impairments or reading difficulties to access textual information more easily.
It enables them to listen to text, breaking down barriers to learning.
Improved comprehension.
Some students comprehend auditory information better than written text.
TTS can help these students better understand the material by providing an auditory version that they can listen to and follow along with.
Multitasking. TTS enables students to engage in other activities while listening to the text being read aloud.
They can listen to study materials while commuting, exercising, or doing chores, maximizing their time and productivity.
Language learning.
For language learners, TTS can aid in pronunciation, fluency, and comprehension.
Hearing text read aloud can help students grasp the correct pronunciation of words and improve their overall language skills.
Personalization.
TTS technology often allows for customization options such as adjusting the speed of speech, selecting different voices, and highlighting text as it's read aloud.
This personalization can cater to individual learning preferences and needs.
Assistive technology.
TTS can serve as a valuable tool for students with learning disabilities such as dyslexia or ADHD.
It can reduce cognitive load associated with decoding text, allowing these students to focus more on comprehension and learning.
Increased engagement.
Listening to text being read aloud can make learning more engaging and interactive for students.
It can break the monotony of traditional learning methods and stimulate interest in the material.
Accessibility of digital content.
With the increasing digitization of educational materials, TTS ensures that digital content is accessible to all students, regardless of their reading abilities or disabilities.
Overall, text-to-speech technology has the potential to level the playing field in education by providing equal access to learning materials and supporting diverse learning styles and needs.
Me. In Japanese, tell people who have an interest in TTS to visit youtube.com/@JapaneseTTS。
ChatGPT、TTS に興味がある方は、youtube.com/@JapaneseTTS を訪れてみてください。